New at 5, some voters in Jefferson County are concerned about a change limiting the places where voters can cast a ballot early. Election managers say a law tied to security is forcing them to reduce hours at 2 locations. The move now gives voters a few hours to vote on one day at some locations versus 14 days in past elections.
Now the change comes from the administrator of elections, who is new to that role. He says he learned the county was not in compliance.
10 News reporter Olivia Degg joining us now. You spoke to a voter who was concerned about the impact on turnout, and you also have a list of those locations, Olivia.
John, I'll show you a map. For years, New Market, Dandridge, and White Pine were open for 14 days for early voting, and that's still the case this spring for this Dandridge polling location. But now the New Market and White Pine locations will only be open for 5 hours on a Saturday, and some people are worried about the turnout for people who live on the edges of the county. Annette Loy says it takes around 15 minutes to get from her home in Strawberry Plains to New Market City Hall, where she's voted early for decades.
Voting is the single most important right that we have in this country.
But what used to be a 14-day window to vote early has turned into 5 hours at 2 locations in White Pine and New Market. People can still vote early at the Election Commission in Dandridge for those 14 days. With a map in hand, Loy shares her worries.
That's District 8. It takes some of those folks 50 minutes or better to get to Dandridge.
But the administrator of elections, Nathan Bugg, says it's a security issue.
It says that we must provide maximum security for those voting machines at those polling places.
Citing a 1994 state law, he says when he took office, he realized polling locations in New Market City Hall and White Pine Community Center weren't in compliance for early voting.
We would have to basically be the only ones with access to the area, to have the only key.
When asked about voter suppression, Bugg said they are following the law, allowing 14 days of early voting at their election commission office.
Plan ahead, grab your friends, your family, carpool, get there.
But this voter worries the new hours won't work for her neighbors.
People who work, people who are on shift work, disabled or elderly, they might not be able to get there.
The mayor of New Market is also very concerned about this. He's filed an official complaint with the State Elections Commission and the U.S. Department of Justice. Now, we reached out to the Secretary of State's office for a comment today, but it is a holiday and we did not hear back.
Olivia, thank you.